welcome to this quick and easy guide showing you how to join and participate in a Zoom meeting using a PC. So if you get an invite for a Zoom meeting via email, this is what it will look like. You might also get sent a link from someone, or there might be a link on a website. So we have our link here. It also might give you a meeting ID and a password. We're looking at this from the perspective that your PC does not already have the Zoom software on it, as this PC doesn't. Especially in this case, you don't really need to worry about the meeting ID and password initially, it's just the link that we're interested in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the link. Once I've done that, we open up a browser, and we should get this screen here, and it should say launching in a second. Here we go. From here we have two options. The first option is if we already have Zoom on a computer, which we don't. The next option, download and run Zoom, is if you do not have Zoom on your computer. So we're going to click on the second option there, left click once. And in the bottom left hand corner of the screen, you might be able to see here, it's now downloaded the installation file for Zoom. So you just want to left click on that once. There we go. And it starts installing Zoom onto your computer. You can see a little percentage progress bar there. It shouldn't take more than a minute or so. We'll just let it finish what it's doing. There. Once it's done that, you leave it, let it do its thing. It should then bring up the Zoom interface. Here we go. So what it wants us to put in is our screen name. So during the meeting, this is what everyone is going to refer to us by. This is what they're going to see when they see a picture of this, basically. You can click this box, make sure this box is ticked, and that way it'll remember your name for future meetings, which can be useful if you don't want to have to type in your name every time. So I'm just going to click on Join Meeting. And next we get this box. So this box gives you a video preview of what you'll look like inside the meeting. So we're not actually in the meeting just yet. If you find this useful, as I do, before you go in the meeting, make sure this is ticked. This way it'll always show up. We can then join with video or join without video, then they won't be able to see us. All they'll see is a black screen with our screen name on it. If we go join with video, which is what we're going to do here, we then should join the meeting. Give it a minute to connect. Actually no, the next step we need is that the host of the meeting needs to let us in, basically. So I'm just going to do that on my other screen here. We can't do anything until they do let us in, so we just wait until we get the confirmation, and then once we're let in, it will start connecting, and we should then into the meeting. I'll just give it a minute to connect through, and here we go. So we might get this box up when we join the meeting. This is to make sure that people can hear you. You need to add confirmation. If you don't want this box to come up, you can tick this here, and that way you'll just automatically join with the audio in future, and you won't have to go through this box setting, which can be good. Once we click on that, people can then hear us, and we're now part of the meeting. There we go. So from here, I'll just mute myself. Actually the good thing to do, the first thing to know how to do is to mute yourself. If I click on that button there, it puts a little red slash through there, and that way no one can hear you. This can be useful if you've got some background noise, you don't want to disrupt the meeting, so you need to sneeze or something, you can just click on mute, and that way no one can hear you. To unmute, easily just click on it again, and you're out, and everyone can hear you again. I'm going to keep that ticked. The next thing we want to do is make sure that we are on full screen. This is a little notification you get to say that you are muted. I'm going to maximize the screen here, and now we can decide what we want our viewing of the meeting to look like. What I mean by that is what we're on at the moment is the speaker screen. So whoever is speaking in the meeting, this is the person you're going to see. You'll also see a little box at the top with a picture of yourself in there, just so you can keep an eye on yourself as well. The other option we can do is the gallery view. This is one I find quite useful. If you go to the top right hand corner here, we click on gallery view. This then gives you a box for everybody who's in the meeting, which is a good way to keep track of it. This is something which you can do on PC, which is quite handy. One of the other things I'll show you is how to stop your video So if you don't want people to see your screen anymore, you can go to this button down the bottom here. It says stop video. If I click on that, you'll see now it just has a black screen and my screen name on it just there. You can bring yourself back if you want by clicking the button again, and there you are, you're back. So that could be useful for a number of reasons as well. Another thing I'm going to show you is the chat feature. That's this button down here. This is useful. If I click on it, it opens up this pane here. As I said, this is useful if you've got a speaker in the meeting who is presenting something or is doing a lot of the talking, and you need to communicate to other people in the meeting, but you don't want to have to talk over them, you don't want to interrupt people. You just open up the chat feature. At the bottom of this pane, there's a little message box here. I could put something in there, so if I put in hello, click enter, and then we get hello. So everyone in the meeting will get a little notification in their chat box. It'll be like a little orange circle to say that someone's chatting. When they click on the chat button, it'll open up this pane for them, and they will see your message just up there. Now, you can also chat privately to individual people in the meeting. So if you don't want to send a message to everyone, you can do that by going to the person you want to speak to. So I'm going to go to the other box of me, go into the top right hand corner, there's a blue box with an ellipses in it, 3 dots. If I click on that, it says chat. I click on that. You'll now notice down in this bottom right hand corner here it says privately. So if I put something in there, click enter, you'll see that has only been sent to this person. So if there's 10, 15, 20 people in a meeting, everyone else won't be able to see that message, only the person I've sent that to. And you can see the difference where it says here everyone, it says here this person. So that's the difference. Quite a useful feature, especially again if someone is doing a lot of the talking and you don't want to interrupt them. To close this chat pane, you just go back to chat, click on it again, and there it goes, chat's gone. Quite a handy little thing. Another thing I'll show you is the reactions feature. This is another way to communicate without having to speak over people. It gives you 2 options, clap and thumbs up. If I click on thumbs up, it gives you a little thumbs up emoji in the left hand corner of your screen, which again can be nice if you say you particularly agree with something someone's saying but you don't want to speak over them. You just put on the little reaction, gives you a little thumbs up, and everyone can see that. It can be quite useful. This is a very basic guide, and for the last thing I'm going to show you is how to leave a meeting. Very important. So as you move your mouse, you'll see that these buttons appear and disappear. So they disappear when you're not using your mouse, just so the screen's a bit clearer. But when I move it again, they will pop up again. So to leave a meeting, in the bottom right hand corner here, there's a red button with the word leave on it. If I click on that, and then gives us a second button with leave meeting on. This is to make sure you haven't pressed it accidentally, and if you have, you can just go cancel. But I do want to leave the meeting, so I'm going to go leave meeting there, and that's it, and we're out. And that is the basics of how to join and participate in a Zoom meeting. Thank you very much for listening.